That was a great interview, Jeff. Now finally, where can I find your website?
I don't have a website.
What?
I just never got around to making one.
You know what? I can't take you seriously with an attitude like that. I am extremely disappointed in you. To not have a website is irresponsible, lazy, you lack ambition. I mean, where's the vision?
Don't be like Jeff. Be responsible. Get out there and shine with a beautiful website by Web Orchard, where they will take care of all of your website needs. Go to theweborchard.com right now and get a beautiful website you deserve.
You know what? Get out.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. I'm Alex Whiteley, and today I'm bringing a bit of art and culture to you. We are going to be speaking to Ash and Joey from Dungarees and Squeegees. I'm leaving that in. These slips of the tongue are happening an awful lot at the moment, but do you know what? I don't care. The organic nature of this podcast is exactly how I like it. And yeah, so I want to say also thank you to everybody that's tuning into the show at the moment. I can't believe how you guys have responded since we've come back. Honestly, I thought it would take a while to get back up and running with the figures and you guys listening, but in fact, it's been incredible. So if you've been listening to Shrewsbury Biscuit, if you've been sharing it, if you've been liking some of the posts and giving me a bit of a pat on the shoulder, a bit of a attaboy, I appreciate every single one of you guys because you're really helping me keep going. I'm like a pig in muck at the moment. I am making stuff and having the best time. So more on this episode. Let me rambling on about myself. These guys, Ash and Joey, I've seen them go from the beginning of their journey to where they are now, to having their own studio at the English Bridge Workshops, which looks phenomenal. Absolutely blew me away when I turned up there to record. It's really nice to be able to sit back and be like, wow, how's this journey been? And this is what this interview is about. They're about to, enter the next phase of their journey and actually running their own business. And I said at the end of this that I'd love to join them for, another chat in about a year's time just to see where they are, because these are the kind of journeys we're here to tell, to printing off T-shirts and getting a commission that's shared on social media, to actually running a business in its own place, in a very nice place as well. English Bridge Workshops, a very, very creative spot there in Shrewsbury. So yeah, I'm not gonna go on too long. I'll let you enjoy it. Here you go, guys. This is Dungarees and Squeegees on the Shrewsbury Biscuit. I'll catch you guys at the end of this. Hey guys, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. This is episode 3. We are recording in the current time. The last 2 episodes I recorded just before Christmas, just to get ahead of things, really. And today I'm speaking to a couple of people that I've watched just develop from the beginning, and it's from DNS Studios. I've got Ash and Joey, Dungarees and Squeegees. You may have, if you're from Shrewsbury, you definitely know who these guys are. And I saw a story on Instagram. Gosh, when was it? It must have been about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. That'd be 4 years ago. And it was a collaboration between these guys and Shrewsbury Coffee House, where they made some T-shirts and things. And from that point, they have gone from strength to strength to strength. They featured on Drawn a couple of times. So Ash and Joey, thank you for joining me on the show.
Hello, I'm Ash.
I'm Joey.
And so we're going to start from the very beginning with you guys, because what you guys do is an old-fashioned printing method, but that's because I am wrapped up in the world of consumerism, where things are pumped out. And this is going to be one of the running themes of this podcast today, is how the hands-on method of making things has now changed into this huge conglomerate machine that we buy stuff and just take it for granted, But as a thing, where does this start from, Ash? For you guys?
So screen printing, well, we do screen printing, there we are.
Screen printing?
yes, it is old, but it's gone down and it's come up and it's gone down and it's come up. Like,
I think the word old is, I think, traditional. It's traditional.
yeah, let's go with traditional. Yeah, it's always been around, but it's gained popularity. It's lost it. It's gained it. But like the past, well, ever since we've done it, but like I think the past like 15 years, it's like really kicked off again.
I think it's never really died. Like there was this whole like print is dead, but with screen printing, it still works with garments, even on a mass scale. So you're still always seeing that, but with like traditional like hand screen printing, I think that is more niche than it used to be. And so back in the day, that would be the way that you could mass print things, whereas today it's seen as more of an art form rather than for the masses when it comes to paper print. But with garments, you're still seeing things on the high street that are screen printed.
Which is really cool. Now, there's got to be a geography element to this as well, because I mean, it must depend on what town you're from. So if you're from Telford and you got Telford Town Centre, it's got like your JD Sports and your Sports Direct and those kind of stores that are just mass printed on a global scale and sent in shipping containers, right? Compared to like Shrewsbury, which is like full of independent stores that people enjoy independently made things, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Does that matter?
I think so.
Yeah, I think, well, I'm not originally from Shrewsbury, but Ash is.
Where's my suspense button? That's fine, I'm not either.
So I think we really denied whether Shrewsbury was ready for a space for us, for like a open access screen print studio. Were Shrewsbury ready? But actually, when we just decided that we were going to start and see what happened a couple of years ago, and I think we've actually seen that Shrewsbury really has a big artist community, and there's a huge desire. Like you see Drawn, and for us this year, it was one of our best fairs, and it just goes to show how people really want to support creatives, but they also want to be creative themselves. And I think it just shows that Shrewsbury is just this hub of creativity that's just needs a space.
It's really nice. It's something I've always said there's something in the 7, but then it got political for a bit there, and I couldn't say that anymore. But you're right, there is a creative sort of seam running through Shrewsbury, which I think is really, really important. And, you know, we've covered Drawn we didn't do this year, the last one, because I kind of just paused for a little with a biscuit, you know. Cherie, I love you very much. I'm sorry I couldn't come. But that event does go from strength to strength. And if you're listening to the Shrewsbury Biscuit for the first time, go back and listen to those past coverings of Drawn, because you're going to hear a wealth of knowledge and experience from artists that are not just local, but from just around out in the outskirts as well. But you think it's important to have something like Drawn to sort of, you know, let you guys flex your muscles a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the creatives of Shrewsbury just need something to showcase. Like, you got all these galleries and everything, and word of mouth and whatever, but having Drawn, which is like really well advertised, received, the range of different creators in it, like, it's just really great to see.
Yeah, you see them all on Instagram, and you kind of know that there's other people in the area that are really creative, but until you have a place like Drawn, or you go to somewhere there's a hub for people, you don't really know that they're about. And so Drawn really, for us, was a great way of getting to know other creatives. Like, that's why we love fairs, is that we get to meet other people that are making. It's not just about the people, but the community that you are in, that you're quite isolated from day to day.
I think it's really good to sort of open your mind a bit as well with things you sort of take for granted. Now, I don't mean this in any disrespectful way at all, but before I saw your process, the video that drew me to you guys was the one from Shrewsbury Coffee House, because it was you guys making the items for them. Now, before I'd seen that, I saw like a design on your jumper there and just thought that just exists as a thing. Do you know what I mean?
Someone snapped their fingers, and
yeah, yeah, exactly, right? Until I see the hard work and the effort that goes into making something like that. And I feel like something like Drawn gives you the opportunity to walk around and meet artists and look at the hard work that goes into that on a mass scale. Well, I think we all need to do that about things in the world, you know? It's just a starting point. Is you guys, you've opened my mind. There you go.
New horizons.
New horizons.
We have like a little tablet that we have on our table now that kind of shows the process, and we always find that's a great like trap for little kids because they can learn about where their clothes from. But yeah, I think lots of people don't think about where the things they're buying is from, and so it's really great with markets and things to be able to actually show. And the benefits of Instagram is being able to show that we're not just some getting mass produced somewhere else, it's actually being made in Shrewsbury.
And we've all sat up at 2:00 in the morning watching guys making things out of mud, right? And
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
how to make a lasagna pizza or something crazy, like, you know, they are the best videos for you guys. What's the growth been like for you guys on social media with that? Because it is something you can just sit and watch.
Growth on social media, like it goes up and down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like some months, look,
Just get right into that mic, yeah.
some months like it just goes up decently,
Yeah.
and other months it's just like
But does it give you the opportunity to meet other creators as well and collaborate with them possibly, or?
Yeah, definitely. Like
Yeah.
part of our we print for other creatives, not just ourselves, and so part of our package, which we think is really great, is that we offer social media to them for them to share that they're also supporting a small business, and they can then share with their followers how it's made, and they get questions about, oh, I didn't realise this is how screen printed works. So I always think that's a really nice thing and kind of builds our community and gets our names out there.
Yeah.
So definitely, like, is a big part of our business.
But this question, like, there's millions of different types of art and ways of creating things in the world. What drew you both to print?
So for me, it was back in college, I think.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Yeah, we went to college together.
We went to college together.
Cool.
So in graphics class, Haycox just one day was like, we're going to do screen printing. And we did screen printing, and I was like, this is it. This is what I want.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted, like, that set me off on my creative path, I think.
I'm so jealous of that singular focus. I really am, because I can't.
Yeah, I don't, like, it definitely wasn't like 100% that day and we were like, that's what we want to do. But
It definitely set the seeds.
Yeah, it started, there was an amazing documentary got us to watch around screen printing in small sprint, like limited run screen print studios that did like the rock posters back in the 90s, and I really loved that documentary. And then I kind of chose a university of how quickly could I get into the print room was my kind of graphic design, how quickly can I get in and actually start doing things. And I liked that it wasn't just digital. Like, I feel like we're always being pushed to do something really quick and do something that looks really clean, and screen printing can be clean, but it can also be messy and experimental, and you can
Real.
yeah. And so yeah, it was through that. And then when we went to uni, we did even more screen printing and got even better. And then I think like our third year of uni, we were like,
I lived there.
Yeah, we lived there, but we were like, we're going to let's look at like how we can make a screen print studio, and it kind of went from there.
Nice. I love that. And it's nice to have that time to sort of grow in a certain thing that you're doing. So you look at your peers and the people that inspired you to do this, and then you become the peers, and now you're inspiring people with what you're doing. How nice is that?
It's a bit scary.
I like it, and I think
Don't feel old enough.
yeah, I think it's cool, and I think people are really interested in the like screen printing, and we've definitely had more interest from people. But I also think it's really cool that like people like Haycox, who introduced us to screen printing, now look at us and it's like, oh my god, I wish I was doing what you were doing. And it's like, well, we wouldn't have been doing it without the inspiration that we had around us when we were younger.
Yeah. I mean, even like, because what you guys do looks quite complicated. I mean, even to like designing the stencil that you guys use, I guess is it called a stencil?
Stencil.
Yeah. It is a stencil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it right. I don't know if there was a fancy term for it, but like even creating that so that it prints perfectly. Like, is it the, what's the one that you guys have got, the grumpy one? What is it? The
Oh, the emotional cats.
emotional cats, right? To get them right so that they look right, that is a process in itself. And then
Yeah, because they were originally liner cuts. So to screen print them, but them still look like liner cuts. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, to get it right and then to do that. But like even something like photography, like James Warman, we were just mentioning that because we're in Natalie Hildegard-Lee's old studio, which is amazing to see, clear and what you guys are doing with it. When I first came here, it was full of glass, and it's amazing. You could see the process of what Natalie was doing. And I brought James Warman with me, and he has his camera, and he took some of the most amazing photos because he got like hints of the glass shining on things. And James is great, but even like pointing a camera and just pressing, that seems simple, doesn't it? But it's not. It really isn't. So whether it's complicated or simple, you guys have got the talent. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's just
it's going to blow steam up your ass for the whole thing.
I think it's a lot of practice and like a lot of like behind the scenes working out how it works.
We still make mistakes.
Yeah.
Like some designs are easier than others to get out on a screen.
Yeah.
So like super high detail is going to be way more difficult than like a big block.
Well, I was looking at our new logo, which is just a simple cookie outline. I was thinking maybe these guys can do something like that for me. You know, maybe I can commission you guys to do that. But you guys have gone from strength to strength. I mean, like from that video, that commission you did for the Shrewsbury Coffee House to now, there's a lot that's gone on. I mean, how's that? What's that progression been like for you guys? I mean,
so we start with that, and then I'm trying to think what happened. We got into Cheshire Print Fair.
Yeah, I think we need to go back a bit more.
Yeah.
Like, I just think like it was literally lockdown. We just said for years that we wanted to do it, but just not had the time. Ash had been working in the screen print industry to kind of build confidence. And then we just got a lucky break with someone that you'd worked with before, had loads of equipment that he was getting rid of. So we...
It was like, let's figure out how to pay for this.
Yeah, we were like, we just got to make it work. Kind of like this space as well. We were just like jumped in and was like, we've got to make it work. Let's do it. And then like Shrewsbury Coffee House, and we started doing fairs. We did the Cheshire Print Fair, which was amazing.
Every time
we do it, it's really great. And it's great, again, it's local artists like drawn.
Yeah. And it does open your mindset as well when you start getting out there and making more. I mean, because like they're both the good things and bad things of having a business, right? So like if you start growing too quickly, there's too much demand and you don't have enough equipment to get it all out there. Have you witnessed some of these things since lockdown, since you started with that equipment?
Yeah.
Trial and error?
We've had a lot of lack of time and sleep. Like up until now, we've pretty much both had full-time jobs. And so we've been juggling our weekends around that. Yeah,
I know what that's like.
Yeah.
I was just talking about, my break from the Shrewsbury Biscuit, because I was just doing too goddamn much, It was just like, you get so much, especially when you're passionate about something and you just want to do it all the time.
Yeah, and it's getting that balance as well, because we want it to be a sustainable business. So even though we're really passionate about it, like how can we make money from it as well? Like how do we get the pricing right and all of that stuff? Like there's no guidebook to like how to set up and run your own business, and so you have to just like trial and error and learn what works well and what doesn't.
I think that's what the next year is going to be about
as well. Yeah.
In this industry, I guess, like, does it matter on what equipment have you got, or can you just do whatever you guys like with what you've got now?
Yeah. There's various different types of setups you could have.
Yeah. What's your white whale? What's the one thing you'd love to have?
I think there's two.
Yeah.
Two. Oh.
Yeah. There's a dryer. So at the moment we like a hair dryer. We hair dryer all our t-shirts dry.
Yeah, well, it
does
the job.
It's only silly if it doesn't work.
We've done wash tests. It's fine.
It's fine. But having a dryer would just speed up our process a lot. And then the other one is if we did like bigger. So at the moment we really focus on like hand printed small print runs, which works with what we've got, because we've got a manual carousel, and as you said, we do it all by hand, and we have our paper bed, but a mechanical carousel would help us with our like production rate a lot.
So we could take more jobs and whatever.
Yeah, of course.
But then it does take away the
handcrafted stuff.
Yeah,
So it's not, that part isn't a big priority at the moment. We're
Dryer is more in there.
Dryers up there.
And you guys are kind of eco-friendly as well, isn't you? So you don't want to be like sucking out O2 just to spin a...
Yeah.
Around. I mean, which is important to be able to turn over business at the same time. So you got.
Yeah, it's always a juggling act, I think, between like what you want, what would be a dream.
But then again, like to keep it on a sustainable level, we don't really want to do crazy big jobs anyway.
And we're not about that. We're about supporting small artists in those small print runs where they can't probably do the big orders that would probably need that one. It just, sometimes when you're spending 3 hours doing a job that could take an hour on a different machine, you sometimes go mad. But with this space, it's no longer, the focus isn't just on B2B, it's on about getting other people into the studio printing.
Yeah, make it into like a creative space for all these people.
But I think you appreciate things more when you know the work that's gone into it. And you talk about things being handmade. I mean, I've bought things off Vista Print when I've needed things quickly. It's horrible. There's no joy to it. You buy it and you're like, okay, that's great. It's got its purpose. But I've also had T-shirts commissioned from people that are locally that are going to have made it. And there's that a bit like, oh, that's nice, that is, you know.
There's a story behind it. Like, it's always cool to say when you're wearing things, oh, I actually made this myself, or... my best friend or so-and-so made this in this way, and you have like that story behind, and you find them more precious. And it's all about the eco-conscious side of it as well, is when there's a story and sentiment behind it, you're more likely to look after it and keep it for years to come.
I remember years ago we covered the Shropshire virtual show. It was amazing. We were on camera in front of tens of thousands of people for a whole day live. It was great. And the day before, I was like, right, we should have T-shirts for the team, right? Because we had Dee and Shane with us at the time. So I was like, we need T-shirts. And I was like, within 48 hours, I got these T-shirts made. But it was such a mad rush. I messaged a guy, I think he was from Telford, and he met us in Sundawn, I believe. But it was like some crazy drug deal. It was kind of like, my wife had to go out and pack it and grab it, and he was in a brown paper bag, and we opened. It was just such a mad thing, mad rush. Do you get? Have you been overwhelmed by people that need things quickly for a certain purpose?
Yeah, we've had a couple of quotes come through where they're like, "Oh yeah, we need them in like 4 days," and we're like, "Can't really do that."
Yeah, it takes time. Screen printing. It's not like an instant.
Because like we're not here full time. It's like really not possible.
Yeah. It takes it. We don't have masses of stock on hand. We usually order stock in, so we don't have as much waste, and we're not using up lots of space with stock.
Yeah.
So usually it takes a good couple of days. So usually we push back on those, or we suggest other printing methods which are just as valid, but maybe don't suit what we're doing here.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. It is art at the end of the day. It's something to be appreciated. And so, like, if you need to wait for a bit, because that is what art is all about, isn't it? At the end of the day. What's the fine line between making things you guys want to make and the commissions? Where do you draw that line? Because you got to have things that you really, really want to make, but the commissions are maybe in the way.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think we've got a good balance at the moment. I don't know how in the new space it will work, but we have our fairs and we print our own stock and we sell our own stuff there, and then we have our B2B, which is like our creatives that we print for, and we just try and like 50% of the time do that and 50% of the others. But I do think it's really difficult sometimes to find time to make art or be inspired to illustrate and things like that. I know you've definitely had that issue, Ash.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sitting down and drawing is definitely the struggle.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, making a stencil, what's the process behind that? Do you hand draw it? Do you draw it on a tablet, print it out or whatever, and then carve it in? Or
so I personally draw on a tablet because I suck. So I can undo it really quickly.
I love sitting graphic design, all the logos and things that we've made over the years. I love that. It's so
So having it on the tablet or whatever, I can, if I make a mistake, I can fix it.
Yeah.
Whereas if
undo.
Yeah. Whereas if I'm drawing, it's there's no point. So we draw it and then save them, as what do we say from this, PNGs?
Yeah, like any file really.
Yeah.
I can usually sort it out.
Yeah, I normally make them, and then Joey sorts it out. And then essentially print them onto acetate.
Oh, wow.
So the artwork would be black, and then the acetate's obviously see-through. So then we'd use those to then put on the screen, and then expose it with UV light, and that's how it works.
Wow.
I could go full in, but
Yeah, so the black bit is like doesn't get the light, so it's like a light sensitive chemical,
Yeah.
and then it washes away. So the bit that was black washes away, but the rest hardens. Like gel nails is how I explain it now.
Wow.
Like gel nails.
That's fantastic. That's really. Oh my god, this stuff is amazing. Honestly, because I appreciate. I'm one of these that appreciates art and music. I'm not great at art and music. I just sit and I observe. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
And I love finding out new things as well. You know, especially when it comes to art. This is the thing about the podcast I've been doing for years. Is like I learn to sort of investigate things now. I don't just take things for granted. Like, for example, finding out about your processes and watching you guys grow from where you've been as well. Amongst other things, you know, over the years of doing this, you know, asking the questions and going and finding out. The curiosity of a child, that's what I've got at the moment, is going out and finding out about things. Is there any, you mentioned workshops, you want to do workshops. When the curiosity of a child, you know, there's an opportunity there to teach this and pass it on, right?
yeah. So once we get the equipment in a couple of days, we'll start doing our print orders and our own things. But then we're slowly going to trial run some workshops, so then we can like fully commit to it. And we're also doing open access as well, kind of like if you imagine like a gym membership. So you pay your membership and then you can book in sessions.
Oh, right,
And then
okay.
you can come and print your own stuff. So the creatives in the community can come and print their own T-shirts or their own artwork. Or if you're just a hobbyist and you want to come and print your own things, you can. But if you want more support, you can come to our workshops. So we'll have like lino workshops, cyanotype workshops, and then like larger screen printing workshops. And we're going to do lots of different ones and test them out and see what people will
That is a really good idea. You know, they have things like the men's shed and things like that where people can go and just play around with tools and make stuff. You know, if there's something like this, what you guys want to do with print, it's a great option for someone to choose. You know, if you don't want to, you know, if this is what you want to do, it's a great option. That's great. Have you done this because people have asked you for it? Is there lots of like noise about it?
Well, we've always wanted to do it, but then when we heard about this space, we literally went around to everybody we know and we were like, should we do this?
Yeah.
Should we not? And all the creatives around Shrewsbury that we talked to said like that they would want to join, or they would go to workshops, or know who would want to do workshops. And so yeah, we just ultimately decided that we should just go for it.
Because there's you know, like hen do's where people make stuff and paint stuff, you know.
Yeah, I was thinking of like rude monotype style screen prints. So you could have a stencil and then you can paint onto it before you pull it. So I thought that would be quite funny because I've already had
Get
that
some reactions.
idea.
Like,
yeah,
good.
and I just think it's like people need like to learn to be playful again and imaginative, and so if we can facilitate a space where they can kind of have fun and team build or
Chill out.
like that should what we're hoping this space to be. We just want people to come
And have fun.
and be creative.
But that's what I love about this studio. Like what you've done to it is you've made it playful, you've made it fun and bright and colourful. You know, you're taking the pretentiousness of. That's a really horrible thing. From art, I guess you know what I mean. What I'm saying. Like, it's not art; it's art. You know, it's fun. It's great. It's space.
Yeah,
you know?
and I think people do have this misconception of what art is, and I think we kind of broke through of that. Like anything can really be art. Like when you go into it, you see that like people don't really know what they're doing. They're just having a go, having a play. And they'll see what they go, and the more you practice and the more that you try and experiment different things, you'll have more fun, but you'll also learn loads.
Well, I'd love to come to one of your when you do that. I'd love to come and have a go because I think it'd be great for social media and it'll help you out as well. But I want to have a go. I want to see what I can make. You know,
Yeah,
I think it'd be
definitely.
really, really good. So yeah, I mean, now you've got this studio. here at the English Bridge Workshop, which is we should definitely mention where it is. It'll be helpful. How does it work with your productions and stuff? Are you taking orders online? Can people just walk in here and order things? How's it going to work?
So yeah, orders online is still happening, and then printing for others. We're still taking orders in. Obviously, we're not printing yet.
Yeah.
But next week, maybe the week after,
Yeah,
we'll
so
start.
beginning of February, hopefully we'll be printing back. So hopefully 2 days a week we'll be doing that, and then the rest of the time will be kind of open access. So definitely like Wednesdays and Saturdays and a few evenings will be people can come in and use the space, or they will be running workshops. So our Instagram will have them, or our website. But during February, we're going to do a big crowdfunder to try and get us a bit more equipment so we can facilitate even more people.
Ooh, tell me more about this crowdfunder.
Yeah, so we're going to be raising some money. We're looking for some tabletop print beds is what our big aim is, as well as like more screens and squeegees, because you can never have enough. And we'll be in... As a thank you for people who donate, we're going to be doing like pins, T-shirts, all limited edition for people to come and support, and also a discount on membership if they want to become a member as well.
That's really cool. Have you done a crowdfunder before?
Nope.
Wish us luck.
Yeah. Where can people find the information for this? Have you got which?
We're going to be on Crowdfunder, and we'll be all over Instagram and
The website as well.
And the website as well. So DNS Studios on Instagram.
What I'll do, listeners, is I'll put the link to that on the readout for this podcast. So
yeah, the website for Crowdfunder will be up by then as well.
Yeah, so you guys send me that and I'll get it on the readout. This goes out in a couple of weeks, so you got plenty of time. Yeah, that's really cool. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little game with you guys. That's why I asked you for a stopwatch. I forgot to put my watch.
I'm really scared now.
Yeah. No, it's okay. So I don't know how this is going to sound, right? But I asked for a voiceover bit. Part of a voice. This is a crazy thing, right? I'm part of a voiceover. I was part of a voiceover community because I used to do the radio, done bits of voiceover. I'm in an animated movie that's being made and I've done all sorts, right? So I'm part of this community, and I asked for about a year. I asked people for voiceover bits for the radio. They'd send me stuff. We collaborated with so many people. I asked people for a voiceover for literally somebody saying Random-innit, and they gave me a warning, and I was like, what? And they've turned into like gatekeeping, sort of like, you're not allowed to do this and you're not allowed to do that. So I was like, bye, see you later. In the end, it turns out that Derek Willis, my good friend, made this for us for this next segment.
Wait, Random-innit?
It's like the community radio. Yeah, it's Random-innit. This is a minute of random questions. And I think it's only fair if I give you a minute and I give you a minute, okay? Now, I went to a website called teambuilding.com, and they have a random number generator, random question generator. That's from my old show, that is. That was like muscle memory. So I will get you to press start after I start the first question, and we'll do a random minute. Here we go. And the first question is, what is the greatest lesson you've learned from your parents? Press play.
To be a nice, wholesome individual.
Nice. What is your favourite baked good?
Baked good? I don't know. Carrot cake.
What is your favourite app?
Favourite app? Having a look. Marvel Snap.
Marvel Snap. What did you study in college? Oh.
Graphic design was the number one.
And do you have a pet peeve? Any pet peeves?
Pet peeves? What do I hate? I can't remember what I hate. What is that?
We're getting some sign language going on here.
Velcro.
Oh, I hate Velcro.
You hate Velcro? That's a weird one. I love it though. Do you prefer to receive recognition or in public or private?
Private.
Private, you don't
Yeah.
like. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes.
These are great. How often do you work in PJs?
If it's drawing, probably like all the time, but in here, definitely not.
Brill. Okay, brill. Stop that one. That was fantastic. Those are great.
That was terrifying.
How did you? I know it is.
Because it was random, I was like, this could literally be anything. I thought my deepest, darkest secrets are coming out.
I used to really like when we used to have new hosts and things. Go host start. I used to really grill them. We used to have a thing called the Gauntlet where I'd have them doing all sorts of crazy stuff. It's great. I used to love it. I used to give them a pencil and be like, talk about that for 2 minutes. Go. It was fantastic. Right, Joey, we're going to go with you next. I will start with the first question, and then you'll press go with the stopwatch. So, next question is: if you won the lottery and you had to spend your money on yourself, what would you spend it on?
A house.
A house. What management style do you prefer?
Open communication.
Nice. What is a piece of technology you wish existed? That's deep.
Like mind reading or something like that.
That'd be good. Dangerous though. What has been the best team building event you've ever been to?
Oh, I did a speculative design one, which was really cool. And it was like a gamified version of what London could look like.
Ooh, that's cool. Do you have a guilty pleasure?
Probably dairy, because I'm lactose intolerant.
Ah, naughty. I love that. Do you have lunch at home, head out, or grab something to eat?
Lunch at home, because I work from home.
What is your preferred jelly bean flavour? So the odds are random.
I honestly don't know. I've not had jelly beans in such a long time.
Where were you born?
Stevenage.
Stevenage. How are we doing for time? Done.
there.
Hey, there we go. And that is the end of...
Well, it's random, innit?
Thank you, Derek, for that. That's proper community radio, that is. I love it. Oh, that's the sort of stuff I used to do on Naughty Talk. I love it. It's fantastic. What's really going through your heads now that you're sat here in your own studios and you think back about the journey you've been on? Are you nervous? Are you scared? Are you excited?
Yes.
I love that.
I think we're mostly excited, a bit terrified. I think like when we said yes to this space, we like didn't sleep for like 3 nights and just continually felt sick. But then once we'd like actually come up with a business plan again and did the math, it felt a bit better. So I think we're more excited for the space than anything else. It's just kind of getting everything in. I think once everything's in, we'll feel a little better.
I can't wait to see what it looks like, because at the moment we've got ladders and there's a bit of scaffolding in the corner there where you've been hanging things up. And as well, I love that you're supporting local artists as well on your wall.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic. See a bit of Charlie Adler there, and are these all people that you've met at Drawn and different fairs that you've been at?
Yeah, some are our own work. Most are different. Like, honestly, we've been collecting prints for like
there's some still down there.
Yeah. And this isn't even all of them. We have more at home. These are like our favourite ones, but like our really, really favourite ones are the ones that like cost us a lot of money. We still have at home for our wall.
Yeah, don't want to bring them here in case they fall off the wall.
Exactly.
Not that you've not done an amazing job hanging them up, by the way, Joey. You've done a fantastic. See, I love having things all over the wall. My wife is like, no, I like plain walls. You should have seen what I did to our bathroom in the old house. I had a bat toilet, and it was like a walk-in toilet. That's all it was, right? And it was just wall to wall to wall Batman stuff all around. It's fantastic. I love stuff like that. I like to be able to walk into a room and to be able to study it. You know, when you go to like Attingham Park and you go into the hall or into the house, and there's just pictures everywhere that you can just sit and look at.
Well, it's a story again, isn't it? And it's like a bit of like someone's history.
Yeah.
Who do you think, when it comes to local artists, inspires you the most? Is there anybody here that you absolutely adore? I mean, you don't have to list people off. If they don't say, you don't get offended. But who do you think some of the most influential artists here?
Influential artists in Shrewsbury.
I think there's lots.
There's loads.
One that came straight to my there's 2. Charlie Adler's been your artist since I've ever known you. You were
I've always been into comics and Walking Dead.
Me and him have had a weird journey over the years. I'll tell you about it later after we record.
And then I think like small like independents. I like Ellie Clifland, her lino cuts. I don't know whether you've seen them online, but they're super duper tiny, and it's something that I would never be able to do. I'm just not that patient.
Yeah, they're beyond ridiculous. Like, they're amazing, but like, I don't even know.
I think I met her at the Bellevue Arts Festival. Was that right? She had some in the museum, and it was
They're
tiny.
like this big.
She has magnifying glasses at her table for that time.
I interviewed her for the Bellevue Arts Festival, and I do remember seeing that and being like, what? Because the detail was incredible. Yeah. And I want to give a shout out to Sheree Gerard as well.
Yeah, definitely.
She's wonderful, because she's not just like, okay, everybody into the hall, let's sell some stuff. She's like, no, what can you do? Can you go a little bit further with what you're doing?
Yeah, definitely. Like, we printed some totes for her before for Drawn, and we love going to Drawn, and I think it shows, especially this year with fairs, have not been as good because of the cost of living crisis.
Yeah.
We've seen like a drop off, but Drawn was...
It slapped.
It was amazing, and it just goes to show when you put that much time and effort into a community event, it really does pay off. And
not just that, like the people that go there, there's a lot of them that started from the very first one, and then it's just sort of grown. And now if I go into, even though I didn't go to the last one, they were like every 6 months, but I didn't go to the last one, I'll see Rags, and I'll be like, Rags! And I'll give them a cuddle, and I'll see people I haven't seen there for ages. And
yeah, definitely.
I love that. It's really, really nice. And that's, I think, I was chatting to Rob Gibson, an executive chef, the other day, and I was talking about, sort of chefs working with each other in Shrewsbury, because there's a lot that do, but they're the competition. But the collaboration is so inspiring to see, and it's the same with you guys, because the artists that go to Drawn are technically your competition in some regards, but you guys work so well together. It's nice to see.
Yeah.
I don't think the community is competitive at all.
No, I think it's all chill.
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah, everyone just wants to help each other, and we see that our stuff is, although someone that might not be creative might not see that they're completely different, we all have totally different practices.
Yeah, we're all in the same boat, even though we do different things.
Yeah.
And it's like a lonely profession, being an illustrator as well, so like having that other people that are in the same boat and you can moan to or celebrate with is really great.
Yeah. And I think if you all went mean girls about it, I think you wouldn't, if you knew that that's what the artist was like, you might not want to buy their art anyway. So it's nice to be nice. It's good to be nice.
Yeah. Pays off.
And you get people like Mike Perkins and Charlie Adler that are philanthropists. They help local artists, they bring them on, they're trying to inspire people. Your workshop idea is fantastic, especially for kids. As Kerry Jones with Bloom Studios, bringing on the younger generation. There's so many like I don't want to just, I know it's like Shrewsbury, and I'm like, oh, Shrewsbury is amazing, but it really is when it comes to art. I come to Drawn and I'm blown away every time I come. It looks like I'm playing around on my phone. I am, but there's a purpose. What I wanted to talk about was, I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast on purpose about how your printing process, handmade stuff, gets taken for granted on a global scale. And we look at things like JD Sports, I mentioned Primark, and these things that are mass produced. And it's only once you know how things are made and you remember how good things were. I asked a question on Facebook today about, can you name something that needs to be taken back a peg to when it was originally brilliant? Maybe something you've enjoyed in the past that has become too common or has lost its quality due to being over-commercialized, or a simple version of a product that just can never be beaten, no matter what the upgrade. So I asked people for that, and I got a couple of funny ones. Moose Cooper mentioned the York, which is a pub in Shrewsbury. It's like,
Yikes.
Yikes. I've heard it's a really good. I've never been there actually. I've heard it's.
Wait, is that the one? Is that like the death metal one?
By St. Mary's.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one.
Yeah. He's. I had a drunken phone call off Moose Cooper. Moose is, if you've listened to Pod 8, he was up on Pod 8 and Inglourious Basterds with me too. And he's like, Alex, you're coming out to the York. And I was like, I'm in my pajamas, mate. Go on, it's amazing. I don't know what's happened to the York, but Moose is saying that. He says, I think I'm just being nostalgic. I think what he's saying is he remembers his good days from the York.
I see.
Jane Pickworth, a good friend of ours, says Cadbury's chocolate. Have you had a bad bar of Cadbury's chocolate, Jane? Because all chocolate's great.
It's changed, didn't it? Like, I don't really have Cadbury's, but like, didn't they reduce the amount of milk in there where, like, when it got taken over?
in my mind, it's just chocolate, and that's gonna like there's people listening to this that are like you.
No. There's two types of chocolate. There's chocolate, and then there's American chocolate.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Yeah, I remember eating a case. Hershey's chocolate to me tastes like powder.
Yeah.
Imagine like if you licked your finger, then put
It's really sickly.
hot chocolate on it, and then lick, that's what it tastes
I
like.
did Camp America a few times, and I literally got my mum to send me like loads of UK chocolate and sweets because
It just seems beefier and thicker, and Jane, you're onto something there, mate. And she says children's television. She's a professional puppeteer, so she would say that. But again, we look at my kid. Well, when I was a kid, we'd sit and watch cartoons on the TV. My son, I'm not knocking it because it's just the way technology's gone, but he's on YouTube and he's watching shorts and things. But at the same time, he's just found SpongeBob, and he's not like watching SpongeBob as and when it came on the TV like we were. He's watching it from season to season. And he's like, "Oh, there's a new season out or something," and I'm like, "That's not how you watch cartoons, man."
Yeah, I feel like that. Is there a story?
I mean, that's better in a way, though.
SpongeBob?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
well, like all cartoons have like an overall story
Okay.
arc. So it'd be better if you could watch all in order rather than just random.
It's funny when you've got things that are random, like The Simpsons and stuff, and then they throw into like a real arc moment, like a character dying or something, and they're just kind of like, hold on, now I've got to pay attention. Children's TV is a very good one. I totally agree with you, Jane. I think it was definitely different when we were younger. Helen Hinton says Christmas. I think that's correct. I feel like it's over-commercialized.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, all like those kind of holidays are like it's all about the presents. Like we hand make our presents, and I think that's a really great way of making sure that everyone like it's about the things rather than the day rather than what presents you got.
We always buy sentimental. This year was all about the kid. So this year I was like, just buy me a Shrewsbury, like Shrewsbury Town. So I was like, just buy me the new Shrewsbury top, and I did for her. So we bought each other a Shrewsbury Town top. Great, we both loved that. But I agree. If we made it more sentimental this year, it's all about the gatherings and the people coming together for Christmas for me.
Yeah.
And with me taking a break from the biscuit for a few months, it was all about that this year for me, and it was actually really rewarding to be able to focus on that, focus on the family, and enjoy the time together. Genuinely, not just saying that to be like an eye-rolling like Hallmark card. It was great. Shane Chebsey says Windows 98. It's never been beaten. I don't know, man. I like my multi-screen. So Windows 11's kind of killing it for me at the moment. I love it. I get it, though. I get it. Jane says one more. She's got one more. I know she says, I'll leave it at that, otherwise I'll never work again. Have you guys got anything that you think just should go back to the way it was?
Analog cameras.
Agreed.
Like, obviously they're still around, but like...
Yeah, I kind of like, because me and my wife are having this argument at the moment, right? We've been having it since we went to Colombia in 2016. We went to Monserrate, and I took a picture of the whole city of Bogota, right? And we took this picture and her pictures back to the family, showed them all, and they were like, "Oh, Alex, your pictures are amazing." And they're like, "It's the phone. The phone's amazing." And this has happened about 18 times with all different phones. It's all about the phone, apparently, not the photographer.
Yeah.
But with that analog, I love that grit, that grain you get on that. I totally agree. Yeah, and it's come back. It has come back, isn't it? You get.
Oh yeah, yeah.
People are. I'm going to say, I wish they'd do music TV back the way they did. Like Kerrang TV, I used to sit and watch Kerrang or MTV2. Or that I want back, because it is.
Welcome to my crib.
Zane Lowe, man. I was chatting to the guys from Albert's Shed. I said I'd love to become like the Zane Lowe for independent music in Shrewsbury, but the guys at the Salopian Mixtape have just got in there before me. Do you know what I mean? But they're doing a far better job than I would do. What about you, Joey? Have you got anything that you?
I think I'm going to be really controversial and say phones.
Phones?
Yeah, I just think like everything's on your phone now, and it's so easily accessible, and it just takes you out of the moment so quickly. And so like although like there's the ease of it, of having a phone, like I just think there's something about if everyone didn't have their phone, would they be more connected and more just present and happier?
I feel like you're on something there. I'm not going to debate what you're saying, because I think it's your own. But I feel like the power that you can have with these things is fantastic. But I feel like we could take the phone out of it and just have it as like a palm top. Do you know what I mean? And go back to the old flip phones.
Yeah.
I'm slapping my fold phone and my flip phone closed. I watched the Blackberry movie recently with Glenn Howerton. Bloody amazing. Go and watch that. There's nothing better than Glenn Howerton having a temper tantrum. But and like people, as a comment on Facebook, people saying, "Oh, they missed their Blackberries just because it was like almost like a fidget spinner." You know, it's like something to just click and press. You know, with phones now. And actually, this happened to me earlier. My wife was like, because she's changed her number. She was like, "Can you give me a call, please, to see what number you got or what have you?" And I lost the phone icon on my app. So I was like, "Where's the phone?" Mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's like the last thing we use them for now. But yeah, there are certain. We mentioned about things being old at the beginning and traditions, but there are things that, could do with going back. But that's about nostalgia, isn't it? Going back.
Yeah, I just thought of another one. I quite like old cars. Like I don't like old cars in the way like I love old cars, but like I think cars should just look how they used to look.
You look like they used to, but be more eco-friendly.
Like I'm not a car person whatsoever, but I think they should look how they used to look.
I'm still waiting for a flubber car. I want the car out of flub, right, dude? Just like fly off into the wherever you want to go, whilst looking absolutely ridiculous and sounding ridiculous as well.
Yeah.
Whilst you do it, right? What are you guys doing with what you guys are doing here now? Is it going to take up your art fair time? Is it going to cut back on that, or are you guys still going to be touring, I guess?
It's up for debate still. I think for the time being, at least this year, we won't be putting as much time into like new stock as much as we like, because we really want to look at like how we can involve the community that we build here as well into the shop.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely be doing local fairs, and we have some already lined up for this year.
Yeah, we're just not going to go as far afield as we normally do.
Yeah.
There's still like staple places that we'll go to.
Yeah,
but
we'll
like
still do Drawn if they do Drawn next year. We'll still do Cheshire Print Fair.
Wrexham Makers Market.
Yeah, but just be a bit more specific on what we do. But we're still online, so our online store will stay open, just fairs, maybe a little less. But it depends, like you don't know what the next year's going to hold. And so if we end up doing less Saturday workshops, we'll do more fairs.
Yeah. It makes sense. You got to balance it out, haven't you? And this place here, the English Workshop, is there many lots of other artists here that you guys know and work with? I mean, what's it like? Is it looking empty at the moment?
Well, we're pretty new. Like we've literally just, like we said before, we've only been in less than a week.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're really hoping to kind of get to know people in the space. Like all the studios are full, so like there's lots of opportunities and all the workshops and things that go on. There's 2 amazing community spaces here, so lots of opportunity to meet people and do other workshops and meet people. It's
an amazing spot, it really is. I mean, a studio here would be great, wouldn't it? Biscuit Studios would be fantastic. If you're listening to this, by the way, and you're working in the English Bridge Workshop and you're not come say hello, make sure you come say hello to these guys. I'm really, really excited for you guys. Like I said, this is quite a sentimental one, because I think when you guys started, it was like, I think I messaged you guys on Instagram, and I was kind of like, oh, you guys are doing really cool things, you want to come on the Biscuit? And it never really happened.
Life got busy.
Life did that happen so much. I've literally organised podcasts with people, and then they've been waiting for me to confirm a date, and I've just drifted off for like 3 months. It happens so often. Brad Bohannon actually recently off Bar Rescue, I'm really sorry, he was like, what date, Alex, what date? Still waiting on me, sorry Brad. It just happens, doesn't it? Life gets in the way. And how much of this now are you guys doing on your downtime now that you've got a business here? Do you have to force yourself, because you can do this whenever when you're at home, right? You can just crack on making designs and stuff. Do you have to force yourself to switch off?
Yeah, definitely. Like I think especially as a couple as well, it's that balance between like your home life and your work life, and I think it's always just communicating and making sure that when we got time off, we actually take time off, rather, because you can easily just start talking about.
I'm hoping that it's going to be easier to have time off, because the studio's obviously here.
Yeah, it's separate to our home.
Yeah, before it was in the shed.
Yeah.
So I could literally go out at 10 p.m. and do something.
Yeah.
Because it's literally 10 feet away.
Do you make things when you're like pissed off and stuff like, oh, I want to make stuff and like, start churning stuff out? Do you ever make stuff based on emotion? Like you can, like...
We'll come up with ideas and things, like when, especially at fairs, because it can be quite quiet, or you can just have like see other people's stuff. You kind of get a bit inspired.
And just talking to customers as well.
Yeah, we kind of write down notes of like little ideas, and then...
I learned at drawing that it's okay to steal other people's ideas. I was like, I didn't know that's what that's for.
Well, everything's an idea of something.
Yeah.
Like
Actually, it's more about getting inspired by other people.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it. But that's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, I think it's like nothing's new anymore. Like everything's just a reinvention of something else. So,
Yeah.
You just got to put your stamp on it.
Yeah, so, and I think as well, like that's what's been nice about the last like couple of years is we've been able to work out what sells well, but also what do we really like, and we've realised that the stuff that sells well and the stuff we really like is like cute, weird animals, like the axolotl t-shirts, or like...
I like the axolotl t-shirts.
Yeah, they do really well, and like, or plants.
Axolotls are funny because they look alien, don't they?
Mm.
They don't look like they're off this planet. They're quite cool.
Yeah, it's always quite funny when a kid comes running up and says, well, it is, and the parent's like there, like looking like they have no clue what it is.
Or they roll their eyes.
Yeah.
It's a strange looking sperm thing.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, fair enough. That's cool. And you've seen that does really well. Is there a moment where you've gone almost sort of viral, I guess, where you kind of things are just flown off the shelf, or whether it's like online or physically people want?
I can think of two things.
Yeah, I think online we've not had that yet. Like,
Well, we kind of did.
oh, okay.
Do you not remember?
No.
Okay, so I made a reel, and it was showcasing something that we printed for someone. And it was like our best reel ever at the time. So it had like 12,000 views or something. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I basically remake the video, but with somebody else. Same video structure, same sort of music. And it does 17,000. So I'm like, whoa. I do it a third time, but with our stuff, and it flopped.
Yeah.
It had like 400 views. I was like, really?
Yeah, but like with selling out and stuff, we've done like wasting our attention t-shirt. We were like, no one's going to really want to buy this t-shirt, but we're going to do it and see how it goes. And we like, the first market we did, we sold out of our t-shirts. So that one did really well.
Yeah,
and our
had to redo it.
axolotls as well. Like when we did the first round, we had to do a few more, but we try as much as we can. We've been increasing stock sizes, but we try and do limited runs. So we'll only... If it sells off the shelf, we might do one more print run, but other than that, we try and update it. So we'll probably do like 30 of a t-shirt, and then that's it.
We normally switch up the colorways. So if we do a pink t-shirt with a pink print, and that sells quite well, we'll redo it, but on a blue t-shirt and in a different color. It'll be the same design, but like different.
Yeah.
Just so then it stays not exclusive, but like
limited,
and
people
for the
know
people that have already bought it.
Yeah, and people know that there's not many of those about. Like the likelihood you'll see someone else, like in Shrewsbury, it's a lot higher. But like anywhere else, like you've kind of got a one-of-a-kind t-shirt because no one else will have that t-shirt.
So the axolotl, for instance, we've already done it in two colors, but we're going to do it
another color.
We're going to do blue on blue in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
And we're going to do kid sizes.
Yeah, kid sizes as well. We're testing out those because there's always a lot of demand, but at the same time, small print runs for kid sizes are still quite expensive compared to like Primark and places like that. So we're still testing it out and finding the balance between prices with what we're doing, but also demand because lots of kids want it, but do their parents want to pay for it?
It would be a good idea to go around some of the schools and take some of your stuff and get the kids' hands on, and then be like, "Whoa, you never know. There's a workshop here. You can come over." You know, that'd be quite.
Print
cool.
your own axolotl t-shirts.
That'd
the
be
future.
That'd be really, really good. Do you guys have like a box or a folder of stencils you can bring out for a rainy day, sort of thing? The special ones that.
Yeah, I have a very it's not super organised. It's semi-organised, just full of the acetate stencils.
We have all of them. So like ever since the first one we've done to like now.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
we haven't got rid of them. Like we get rid of the screen, but the posies we keep. in case people want to get it redone or things like that.
I love that because I've just made a reel of, because sort of doing the Biscuit guys, kind of like, oh, I've got 6 years worth of experience, and so I've kept every bit of audio I've ever made on this hard drive, and I was going back listening to like the interviews with Carol Baskin and Brian Graydon and all of these amazing people that came on the show, and listening back to that made me smile because I realised I'm not as terrible as I thought I had. Actually, it's not too bad, and it's the same for you guys. You can go back and look at that and think, oh man, that was a good day for me,
Yeah, or I absolutely hated that print run, and I never want to do it. When we were packing up, the studio's packed up because we're moving in a couple of days, and you realise what orders you got a lot of rejects on versus other ones. So like we had like 30 totes of this one design that just wouldn't work, and it was quite nice looking back and seeing the difference, but also the progress. Like back when we started, we'd have loads of rejects of prints because it was trial and error, whereas now we have barely any.
Yeah. Is there a design that people ask for a lot that just doesn't work on print? Like, is there a common thing that people ask for and you're like, we can't do that, it doesn't physically work?
Multicolours.
Not necessarily just multicolours, but like when it's like
a picture,
an image. You can do it. It's just going to be expensive.
Do it with Charles Darwin in perfect portrait.
Yeah. Like you can do it. It's just going to be expensive and not look.
It'll be like dotted.
Yeah. I don't know if we have anything in here. So you see the bridge print underneath.
Yes.
So that's made up of tiny dots. So it's only 4 colours in that print.
That's a print there, that bridge.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
So that's only a 4-colour print.
Yeah.
Basically, it's halftones, and the way that the halftones line up, it makes infinite colours. But if you wanted it on like a T-shirt or something, it's going to be a lot more difficult and pricey.
Amazing. The fact that you can do that, or you can do any. I mean, like my
so versatile, which is amazing.
My biscuit thing, my logo that Web Orchard designed for me, thank you guys, on a T-shirt would be so simple for you guys to make. So maybe when we get a bit of money again, I can bring it your way, and you can make me just a T-shirt. It's just me now. I'm just doing it by myself. I've appreciated all the co-hosts that have come along the way, but I think I'm just going to do it by myself now. It's
fair enough.
A lot easier. You know what I mean? Right. So tell the listeners. We're running short now time, but so tell the listeners how they can find you, buy from you, come to you, whatever they need to know.
Yeah, so the best place to find out about us and see what we're doing, all the workshops and crowdfunders, is on our Instagram, which is DNS Studios. And then our website is the same, so dnsstudios.com. But if you give us a Google, Dungarees and Squeegees or DNS, we should come up.
Very Googleable. I've been doing it today. I've been doing that research today. Make sure you give these guys a Google. I'll put the Instagram as well on the bottom, as well as the Kickstarter on the bottom of the readout for this podcast. So if you want to help out, if you want to learn more, make sure you click on those links. Give these guys a follow on social media. That's the least you could do from listening to this podcast, guys. So anyway, guys, this has been really nice catching up, because whenever we set a draw, it's usually like a 10-minute thing. I like the fact that I put you on the spot today with the random thing. It's really fun. I like seeing people squirm. It's fantastic. But also thank you for inviting me around your beautiful studio, and I can't wait to see it when it's made. It's going to be fantastic. Right, guys, I'll do a bit of an outro on this, so don't go anywhere. But for now, thank you guys for chatting to me.
Cheers.
Cool.
Thank you. So there we go. What a wonderful episode. Before I get out of here, I want to mention to you guys, if you contribute towards local artists, if you're a hero like Cherie Gerard that builds things for artists to come and share their wares and show people their talents, I want to congratulate you and say thank you to encouraging people to go out there and be their brilliant selves. I feel like during the pandemic, we were seeing a lot of nonsense where people were being told not to be artists and be something else instead. And people, rightly so, dug their heels in, and they doubled down with their creative side and becoming the brilliant people that they're supposed to be. Art and culture is so important. It really is. It tells a tale through time, You know, you look at the Renaissance era. You look at the 1950s, the 60s. These iconic things that has happened for decades and decades and decades. You know, we wouldn't be able to tell that tale if it wasn't for the culture at the time. So if you buy a piece of art from a local artist, it sounds like I'm being really daft, but I don't think I am. You're giving that artist a license to carry on making things. You're keeping the lights on for a little bit longer. You're giving them a purpose. And you're also inspiring future artists as well by hanging that art on the wall. So you are doing your thing. Support local artists. I've got an amazing collection of local artists art on my wall. There are a few gifts that I've had because of the biscuit, which is really nice. But also, I will go out there and buy local artist stuff because I just think it's amazing. So, and I want to wish best of luck to the guys on today's show with everything. And I will come back and see how things are in a while. And, we'll see each other, I'm sure, at different events and stuff. This is a great episode. Well, I'm going to leave you guys to it. I'm not going to ramble on too much. This has been really, really cool. I hope you guys join me for the next one. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.